What's up, you guys? I am officially out here on YouTube, and I am here to give you all of the tips if you're an entrepreneur, if you're looking to start an online business or photography. Now, I've been an entrepreneur for over 10 years. I've been a wedding photographer for almost 7 years. And with that being said, obviously along the way, I've learned so much. And so now what I do is I do a little bit of photography, but mostly what I'm doing is I'm teaching other photographers how to start and build and scale their photography businesses. So with that being said, I have 3 tips that I want to go over with you today, because I know that when you're starting as an entrepreneur, or maybe you're not even just starting, maybe you've been doing it, but you're struggling. These are like the 3 biggest lessons that you have to keep reapplying over and over to yourself so that you can make sure that you really are getting to that next level, okay? And before I move into these tips, I really want you to hit that like button, give me some support. That would be amazing. Okay, so tip 1 is just start. So a lot of us get in our heads about all of the tiny details that we need, or we think we need, to start our businesses, okay? And I definitely did this. I still do it. And so something I'm always telling myself over again and again is done is better than perfect. I'm actually hiring someone onto my team, and I just made her welcome video, and I messed up in the welcome video, but rather than continue to redo it over and over and over again, done is really better than perfect, and starting imperfectly is better than not starting at all. So there's so many photographers or entrepreneurs that I talk to, and they're saying, well, I need this, and this to be in place before I can do this thing. And in my mind as a coach, I know that this thing that they're waiting to do is the most important thing they can do for their business, but they're stopping themselves with the busy work. They're stopping themselves with the perfection. They're stopping themselves with, well, I haven't done this yet. My website isn't perfect yet. Maybe I don't even have a website up, so I can't possibly make money. And that's just not the case. I make money without a website right now. I'm still building it on the coaching education end. And as a photographer, you can easily make money just from having an Instagram before you build your website. So tip number 1, do not play yourself. Do not think that you need to have all your ducks in a row to do the important thing, which is go out there and tell people about what you do and just start getting sales. It's just not necessary. So just start. Tip number 2. So I always like to tell people comparison's the thief of joy, right? But the thing with comparison is it can be really good. Now hear me out before you log off. Comparison could be amazing in the sense of you're using it to make yourself and your business and your life better. But it's a really fine line, right? Because there's comparison and you're using it for good. And then it goes into comparison if you're not careful, and it starts attacking everything about you. And it is a really fine line. So for example, for me, when I started my photography business, comparison was amazing because it gave me something to strive towards. It gave me, I believe that it helped me grow quicker. I was comparing myself with people who had been doing it for over 10 years, and their photography was amazing. And I was able to scale really quickly because of that. I was able to book $7,000 jobs, $9,000 jobs very quickly because I used the tool of comparison. On the other side of that, it's also easy to go on Instagram and start comparing yourself to everybody else who's doing what you want to be doing. And then you start thinking, well, I'm not good enough. Why am I not there? Why am I not doing what they're doing? Why does it seem like they're making so many sales and I'm not? What are they doing differently? Or the biggest question that you ask yourself that's so detrimental to your mental health is, what do they have that I don't? What am I doing wrong that is making it so I can't be like this person, or I can't succeed the way this person is succeeding? And that's where it starts to be really damaging. And a lot of people, once they get into the negative comparison game, they really start, or I would say they stop. They completely stop what they're doing. They believe it's not possible for them. And then they don't continue on the path to reaching their goal, okay? So the number two thing I want to say is with comparison, use it wisely. Use it as a tool to help you gauge what's going on in the market, to help you gauge what's going on with your competitors, and pick a couple competitors that are doing really well, see how they're doing their things, look through all of their information, see how their quality of service is, what their experience is, what they're doing, and then build your own and log off for the day. But you can't sit on Instagram all day long, or the TikToks or whatever it is on social media all day long and start doing the scroll, right? And the scroll is like, okay, this person's doing this, and then you spend 30 minutes going through how many jobs they have and how much better their photography is or how much better their business is doing. And then you start going, well, they're more extroverted than me, so maybe just because I'm introverted, I can't make it. Thus, there's something wrong with me, okay? So use it wisely, use it as a tool, log off, do what you need to do, okay? And the last one, number 3, is to work smart. Now, I'm a huge proponent of this because I have 3 kiddos. I stay home with them full time. I also work part-time. I run 3 businesses. I have a coaching business, education business, and a wedding photography business. I also homeschool, and for me, being the mother of the household who's making sure that we're getting fresh meals and homemade meals and that our home is clean, those things are important as well. So even with saying all of that, I'm like, that's a lot. And so for me, it's always been important to work smarter, not harder. Okay, so here's some things you can do to help you do that. I always invest in education to get me somewhere faster. I always invest in people that I know have been where I want to be because it just makes sense. You know, people go to college to become doctors, people go to college to become teachers. So why not invest in wanting to become an educator, wanting to become a coach, wanting to become a photographer? Okay, so that's step number 1. Invest in things that will get you there faster, because nobody built a $100,000 business just off of free stuff, okay? Now with my videos that I'm gonna put up, you could certainly get to a point with the free information, but that's just not, nobody puts out free stuff so that you can go and build like a $100,000 business. If there is somebody, tag them. I would love to see it, and that's great. The second thing is, and again, actually with that being said, if somebody is putting out little snippets of information so that you can go out there and build a 6-figure business, fantastic, but how much time, again, are you spending searching for all of the things and then trying to put them together, right? So yeah, time. The second one that has been really, really, really good for making me work smarter, not harder, is I look at everything in my life outside of my business and I look at the ways that I can simplify them. Okay, so when I think of my life and I'm working working smarter, not harder, I'm thinking, if my kids have 50,000 toys everywhere, like, it's driving me crazy. It's giving me anxiety. They don't appreciate any of them. We're spending all of our time cleaning them all day long. So for me, I thought, okay, what's a way we can simplify? And so I went out, I bought a couple bins, like those clear plastic storage bins. And the first thing we did is we chose all the toys they definitely don't want anymore. And we donated those. And then anything they wanted to keep, I said, okay, let's keep about 10 toys inside the house. We picked those. And every other toy that you want to keep but isn't part of those 10 things, we'll put them in a bin. And then we have days called trading days. So on our trading days, if the girls choose, they can go into the bin and they can trade one toy for another. And that's just a really easy way to work smarter, not harder, is by simplifying things. You can do the same thing in your business. A lot of times, as a solo entrepreneur, especially when you're working in your business, you're working on all of the things, right? You are a one-person show and you're working on the marketing, the social media, the accounting, the pictures, the editing. I mean, like, literally everything that takes an entire team to do, you're doing yourself. So with that being said, one way you can simplify and take all of those little pieces and sort of organize them is you want to identify what's busy work and then what is actually work that's like a needle mover. And a needle mover simply is something in your business that maybe isn't sexy. It's usually a little harder, but you know that it's going to push the needle forward, okay? So when you identify those things, you want to start working on only, or maybe like 80% of the time, the needle movers, okay? So like for me, filming YouTube videos, I don't particularly like being on camera, but I do love being able to help as many as possible. And I know that it's something that's really gonna push my business forward, because I know it's a message that will really help a ton of entrepreneurs build their businesses, and it's gonna help me market my business as well. With that being said, does that mean I don't have emails to answer? Does that mean that I don't have systems to set up? Does that mean that I don't have those tiny minute things that can distract me from the big picture? Absolutely, but those things will get done after I do the needle movers. So a really good book that I recommend, it's called The 12-Week Year, and it's really designed to help you take your entire year, break it up into a quarter, and then you only focus on 3 priority tasks within that quarter. So say, for example, one could be your business, okay, growing your business, and maybe you want to grow your business to make, I don't know, $40,000 for the quarter, okay? And then your second priority could be being a present, amazing mother. And so in that, you could, whatever that looks like to you, you could say, okay, within that, I want to go take my kids to Disneyland, or I want to cook once a week. And then you pick those 2 priorities, and then within there, you schedule in the needle movers. Once a week, you work on only one thing that's going to move the needle forward for your business. And all the other noise gets put to the side until that one thing gets taken care of, okay? So it's kind of like eat the frog. Do the thing that isn't sexy, that you don't necessarily want to do, that feels a little awkward, that makes you a little scared, that you've been procrastinating on. Once that thing is done, and it usually is done a lot faster than you think it would be, then you can move on to the little things that, yes, they are still important on a daily sort of regular basis, but you've gotten the big thing out of the way that will push your business forward, okay? So work smarter, do not work harder. I have a ton of other tips that I'm going to be giving you guys. In another video, I'm going to be talking to you guys specifically about other ways that you can work smarter and not harder as well. We can go into hiring someone for your company, and it's not expensive as you may think, so that even if you're a solopreneur and you're not quite at where you want to be at yet, there's still ways to hire someone on part-time to take some of those tiny minute tasks so you can really step into your CEO and grow your business. All right, so if you haven't, make sure you hit that like button, show some support, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye.